Today we're going to be reviewing the Jazwares Mortal Kombat Scorpion figure. Scorpion is one of the classic characters from the Mortal Kombat franchise and is one of the fan favorites, and I'm not surprised that he got a figure for it. The figure has its ups and downs, and we'll go ahead and try and cover all of it. So to start with, he comes with a few accessories. The first being his throwing knife, which I am not going to take out of his hand. Like Sub-Zero, I had a hell of a time getting him in there. The thumb was almost, I'm not sure if it was like painted shut to the finger or what, but it was awful. And trying to get it out was, you get the feeling like you're going to break either the accessory trying to fit it in there or the thumb off. And that's not a good feeling on a figure. So that's on there, and it's going to stay on there. I believe the other hand is actually still, the thumb's still stuck there. I haven't broken that one out yet. The other two accessories it comes with are two swords, which can be stored on the back here, little peg. The swords are pretty good. I like the design. They came out packaged relatively flat, a little bit of bend, but nothing worth having to fix. And like I said, they just slide into a little peg on the back. Downside, they're really hard to have them hold, and you almost get the feeling you're going to break the figure, and that's not cool. So that's a flaw. So they stay on the back there. As for the articulation, as with Sub-Zero, he's got a lot of ball joints, and we'll go ahead and cover that. So first, the head. The head doesn't have a lot of vertical movement. It's mostly horizontal, and even then it's really tight. But it is theoretically a ball joint. It's supposed to be in there. The shoulders, as you can see, are ball joints. And they work really well. The elbows, also ball joints. And shocker, the wrists, actually they're more hinge and swivel, but same functionality. The torso is jointed. A little bit of movement there. You got nice ball jointed hips, which work well. And you've got a thigh swivel, ball jointed knees, and ball jointed ankle. So overall, the articulation is really good for a figure like this, surprisingly so. He can do a lot of poses. Usually when reviews, I just kind of keep him standing because it's easier to see the figure that way. And but for the most part, his articulation is pretty good for what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting miracles. I believe on the package it says like over 21 points of articulation. Well, yeah, it definitely is, and it works. As for the sculpt, here's a part that kind of doesn't do as well. There's not a lot of detail in certain areas. So, like the costume itself, the costume looks good. As you can see, there's some nice little designs there. His head has kind of an almost scale-like design on it. So I can get the focus on there. There we go. And designs on the clothes. That's all fine and dandy. But the flesh parts, there's no real definition. They just kind of look soft, and you can't see muscle groups really at all. They're just round arms, which is disappointing. Same with the fingers. The fingers, they look soft and doughy, and that's disappointing. So that's one of the downsides with the sculpt. Let's read the back. And as for paint, on this figure, either I got a really crappy figure, or the paint on all the Scorpions are just not good. Where to start? So first part, he's done mostly in just a gold and black. There's no real highlights. There's no shading. Doesn't appear to be any washes. The paint apps that are there are sloppy. So there's some gold, black right there, spilling over right there. The belt is just a mess. Gold spilling onto the black everywhere. Now I realize in some places that's supposed to be the design, but the lines aren't clean at all. Same on the little design down here. You can see right along there, just gold all over the black. Same over here. There's black spilling over on the gold. On the legs, you got black there. I mean, it was a really shoddy paint job, and I'm not sure if, again, maybe I just lucked out. Maybe I got the crappiest figure that they put on the shelf when it comes to paint, or maybe they just need to work a little bit better on that. So if you have your choice in stores, definitely make sure that another spot there. Give it a quick glance over. Make sure it meets your standards for painting, because this one really doesn't do very well. So there's the main basic points. As far as scale goes, these are 6-inch. Fit in well with Marvel Legends. As you can see, Iron Man's a little bit taller than Scorpion there. You can find these guys, they still pop up at Toys R Us. They'll cost you $14.99. You can also get them at stores like FYE. I think that's where originally I got mine. They've been out for some time, but again, you can find them. There's also a Sub-Zero and a Raiden figure. I don't have the Raiden figure. I do have a Sub-Zero figure, which I've reviewed. You can find the review in my list. And there you go. Again, not really that great of a figure. It's got good articulation. The sculpt is so-so. The paint apps were awful. But if you want a Scorpion figure in the Stitches scale, he's going to be an easy one to get. So if you have any skill with painting, maybe you can just touch him up, which is something I'm considering doing. But yeah, so kind of a mixed bag. If you think it's worth it, go for it. I would honestly, I don't know, pass on them if you really are just kind of on the fence. And that's about it. So again, this is the Jazwares Scorpion figure, and I hope you enjoyed. Thanks.